Welcome to another segment of Inclusion Unlimited. I'm Leslie Mouton, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome our next guest, musician Brandon Heath. Brandon is an 8-time GMA Dove Award winner. He has 5 Grammy nominations, an American Music Award, Emmy Award. He is a platinum RIAA certified singer for his career-defining smash, Give Me Your Eyes. He was named BMI's Songwriter of the Year, but it's what he's doing with his latest album, The Ache, that really caught our attention. Brandon joins us now live via Zoom. Brandon, I love your music. It inspires me. It speaks to my soul. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Leslie. It's good to be with you.
Now, I know you took like a 2-year hiatus before releasing The Egg last year. Why?
You know, I didn't really, I took a hiatus before my previous record. So I put one out in 17. I took off uh 19 and 20. We all took off 20, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And then and then 21 I signed a new deal. So my hiatus was really before my last record, which is with Centricity. But the answer to that question, I we had 2 babies. We had one in 17 and one in 19, and frankly, Dad needed to be home to help.
Well, that you're a good dad because I know your help was very much needed. And I know you lost your mom, if I recall, and so a lot of this album was inspired by a lot of these hard moments you went through. Is that true?
Yes, they were inspired, but honestly, the ache is kind of an idea that I have had for a while. It just seems like there's certain seasons when um, a theme is appropriate to bring to the public. I mean, there's things that you go through your life, and you need to go through it privately. I think maybe with a pastor or with someone in the professional field of mental health, wellness. But for me, I felt like I was ready to talk about some harder themes from my childhood. Obviously, the death of my mom, but it made me think about when I was a kid, when my dad left my mom and I. My dad was figuring some things out in his life. I would have been 3, and so my dad eventually did come back into my life, but that time really left a mark on me. You need your dad around, hence me taking some time off from work. It's really critical to have your dad present. And I was able to work through things with my dad later on in life. And when he passed away in 2017, so I've lost both my mom and my dad, um, I knew that we were in a good place because I was able to forgive him. But even beyond his passing, I still think about those years where I really needed him to be my life, and I felt a physical ache in my body as a kid, and it was right here in my chest. That's why I'm pouring it here. So I've always just called it the ache. When I it's like a longing, it's a needing, and I feel that for certain people. And when my mom died, I thought, okay, it's time to make this record and call it the ache.
I was just thinking, did I turn out to be who I wanted to be when I was dreaming? Back when I was 16.
Well, it's very profound, and everyone who is watching this can relate to loss, but your songs also have a message of joy.
Oh yeah. Well, I think all emotions are appropriate, and we try to teach our girls a lot about embracing sadness and embracing um, joy. For me, I want my music to be hopeful. Often, I will package something that's kind of hard to talk about in a up-tempo, fun song.
If only there was somebody watching over us.
Um, but really, I have a lot of deep feelings, and some of the songs explore sadness. There's a song on the record called "Can We Go Home Now," and it really is talking about that longing. but there's an innocence about saying it because it almost sounds like I'm writing a letter home from camp. Like "Hello, Mudda, hello, Fada," like that old song.
Right.
Um, for me, there was something about writing a letter almost as a child home, and that would be to God, saying, "You know what, Lord, I really enjoy it here, but I'm ready to go home whenever you want to come and get me."
That's so powerful. Now, let's talk about what you decided to do with this latest album, The Ache. This is very special. You are releasing, or have released by probably the time this airs, on YouTube, a version of every song on the album with American Sign Language performances. Why did you decide to do this?
That's a great question, Leslie. Back in 2017, I put a record out called Faith, Hope, Love, Repeat. And around that time when I was making that record, I was seeing this young guy. He's probably mid teens. His name was Ian.
Hey everybody, this is my friend Ian. My name is
Ian
Brandon.
Myers is his name. And Ian loves music and he's deaf. And it blew me away because he was interpreting my music to a deaf audience. And he really connected with my music. And it just struck me that there are deaf people out there who also love music and they really long for not only the beat of the song, which is usually how a deaf person would enjoy a song, they feel it more than hear it, which I think is amazing. But they also enjoy the the content of the song.
My heart, more than he asked for my way.
And so for me as a musician, I just thought, why am I not making music available to people who speak sign language and who are deaf? If they're really hungry for music, entertainment, yes, but also maybe some depth, I would love to give that to them. So as far as I know, and my publicist knows, that was the first record that we can find that was ever released fully in ASL by a hearing artist, by someone who could hear. I mean, people have done singles over the years. I know that Celine Dion, she just released a best of record in ASL, which I think is massive. But for me, I wanted to release something that was current, something that is right now, about who I am as an artist, but also just give them something that is relevant to now in their language. And so that's what we did.
I was just thinking, did I turn out to be who I wanted to be when I was dreaming? Back when I was 16, back when I met Jesus, how it felt in my heart to know that God was love and how it really sees us. I still believe it. Just because
It's so emotional to watch because you really can feel the passion and the emotion in the performances. So tell us about these ASL performers. Who are they? Why did you choose them?
Yes, and Leslie, let me just start by saying thank you for saying ASL performers because these are not just interpreters, although they do interpret. But when you are interpreting a song the way that they are, they're performing. It's their own performance that is bringing these songs to audiences. And I also I want to just say how important it was for me for there to be non-hearing interpreters who are performing these songs.
lying wide awake, but I'm stuck there. I can see the light, but I'm still scared. They say give it time.
Because those of us who hear, we can learn ASL, but we don't necessarily understand the culture of the deaf community, and we also always don't know the nuances of how they speak ASL.
A cure for cancer, holding us close like a tiny dancer with plenty of love.
And so that was really important to me to collaborate, not just to get someone to interpret, but to collaborate with people who were non-hearing ASL speakers. And so we had We had speakers at the bottom of them so they could really feel and hear some of the music. And then we had the lyrics behind the camera so they could make sure that they were following along in time. They couldn't necessarily hear the song, but they knew the content. And maybe more importantly, they knew me. And the way that I've gotten to know ASL interpreters and performers is through a woman who's been a longtime friend of mine. Her name is Araya Williams, and she too is an interpreter.
Well, I got to tell you, I watched every single one of them and I cried in a good
Oh,
way.
wow.
It is so beautiful and it's so touching. What was the reaction from the industry when you announced that you wanted to do this project?
My hope is that they would follow suit and see that we have a whole unreached people group who are starving for good music. And I love to put in my own story, what I would call my testimony about faith. I want that to be a part of it too, because I believe that there are a lot of people in the faith community who are also deaf, who have not been reached. And it's my job to share my story and share the gospel with people who are hungry for truth, what I believe to be the truth. And that's why it almost feels like a ministry tool as well to do these videos in the way that we did it.
Oh, it absolutely is. Now, this segment for us is called Inclusion Unlimited because what you did is exactly what we're all about. It's about making this world more inclusive for those who do have a disability. I think that you are an industry leader in this genre, and I'm just so excited, and I hope everybody pays attention, and I hope a lot more people jump on this bandwagon. So thank you for thinking outside the music box to include our friends who are deaf.
Thank you, Leslie. Happy to do it.
Tell us once again where everyone can see these amazing videos.
Yeah, go to my YouTube page. Just go on YouTube, search for Brandon Heath, go to my YouTube page, and they're all going to be available there on YouTube for free.
Well, I gave everyone little tastes of it in this segment, and I'm so excited for people to just flood your YouTube channel and share it because it's just beautiful. Thanks again. It's so wonderful to meet you.
Thank you, Leslie.
And as always, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. And next time, we're going to talk with Emma Faye Rudkin. She's a two-time Miss San Antonio pageant winner, a singer and musician. She's also profoundly deaf. Her story and how music is experienced by people who have hearing loss next time. We'll see you then.